Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of Let's Make Contact, Space Engineers Survival playthrough on DADBEAR.Downtime. Appreciate you guys stopping by. This is going to be kind of a ad hoc stream, just because continued issues with CapCut. Nothing too crazy. It's really more about conflicts as far as free version and pro version. I mentioned in our last stream that I've been trying to finish up some content for our other channel, and the last big video that I was doing for that channel, which was a pretty important one, CapCut was giving me all kinds of issues, so finally got that straightened out so that it could get exported. And just between the kind of dejection of having to deal with that and just not feeling great overall just because of physical therapy this week, I just decided, you know what, I need some fun time. So we're going to play Let's Make Contact today. And the thing I want to start off with first is that I want to apologize because you guys are actually going to miss 2 sessions of play. The first one, not that important. It was merely the removal of the Prototech drill from the bioresearch facility that we had captured and returning it to our station over the moon. It wasn't anything special with that. You know, it was a removal. Used the little shuttle that we had as a tug, got it attached to via mag plates, and flew back. I did have a short encounter with an assertive ship who was just flying too close to us, and they ended up calling in drones. We took care of those drones, of course. We did take some damage, just cosmetic stuff, nothing functional. Fixed that before arriving, and then that session was done. The next session, which I actually have fully recorded, just the CapCut issues have me, again, at the point where I just don't want to deal with it right now, was us trying to make preparations for the use of that drill on our base at Luna, or the moon. So that recording session was basically me heading down to Luna's surface and starting to put in the infrastructure so that we can install the drill. And that's where we're going to pick up today. Anybody who shows up during the stream, I'm going to be extremely thankful for you guys showing up. Again, I know this was not scheduled. It wasn't talked about until just a couple of hours ago. I do have hopefully everything is going to be in here. Should be. Going to be very informal today. Hopefully I'm successful in keeping my language clean enough that I don't offend anybody. And let me show you what I have done. So of course our drill is waiting up here to be brought down, but I need to take care of some things, of course, before doing that. And this is what I've put together. We've got ice down here, and that's what we're going to start harvesting, because I'm going to need to be able to move things up and down from the surface up to the station for right now. So putting together a drill rig to harvest some of these nearby ice deposits. We've got a few, so we'll be able to work these, hopefully, and get them in place. I still haven't made the control station yet. This area is actually for us to dump any stone that we pick up, and I'm hoping we can do that without damaging any of these components. Not that it would jeopardize the integrity of that. This tube is actually going to go, we're going to continue to take this up, and it's going to go up to the station. So we have a direct line of supply up there. And then this is the docking station for our hydrogen hauler. So, let's see. Let me make sure that I am need to be out of creative. And what we're going to do is we're going to set up, I'm going to need to put in welding pads here. Should be able to bring that down. So I'm going to go ahead and set the welding pad up first. I've got material to do that. I don't believe I do. I don't. Okay. Alright, so let's go grab a couple of welding pads. Actually, I'll just grab the one since we can get the materials up there. The other one that will go on the drill. Hope you guys are having a good week. Said it's been busy and I'm gonna say a little stressful this week. So. Ooh. The gremlin might be crashing. So let me quick. I'm gonna jump in. Dang it. You don't want to run into stuff like that. We're gonna do a quick check to see if that gremlin is crashing. Yep, that is him. I don't think he's crashing. He's gonna be fine. I think he's gonna be fine. He's got hydrogen. He should be good. Oh yeah, he'll be good. Alright, let's get back to work. So let's see. Like I said, I think we're going to go up and I might need to grab a load of ice to throw in into our hauler. So I'll do that real quick. Oh, great. My drills aren't working. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. One drill working. I hate it when this happens. What do I have in my inventory here? Too much crap. All right. That kind of ruins that. We have a dangerous parallax encounter. That could be interesting. Of course, I don't have any suit upgrades to help protect us from that, but might be able to do something there. Depending on what it is. This stuff out. This is good. Yeah, we're pretty full there. We'll go ahead and take that up. We just had shadow. Might be able to get a shadow. Might be able to. No, probably not. Unfortunately, we probably will not. We just have pop up unidentified signal. We just have the one? I think we do just have the one. That must have been a... Let's see, I don't... strange. So I'm going to take this ice up to our hauler. Let it fill its tank a little bit more. Need to be able to fill up the hauler's tanks because the that's the ship we're going to be using to bring the wrecks off the surface. And it goes through a lot of hydrogen. So still in charge. Oh man. Cool. Let's it's still working on. We're currently connected to the ship we salvaged that brought up. We currently got it connected via merge block, so all of those blocks are being included in this. Come on, give me... Probably stick some of that in there. Out there. That should be inside the ship. That can go there. One more. That's it. Actually, fill that up. There. Hopefully we can get this in there. Yeah. Okay. That should be good for that. I'm going to do a quick check and see what our hydrogen tank level is at, because it's been processing this whole time. So we're at 19%. Yeah, it does not fill up very fast. That's why we need, we want most of that work to be done down on the moon's surface. All right. Let's see. I really wish that this drill issue. I don't know why it happens. I hate that it happens. Last time it happened, I had to basically delete it and paste in an entirely new blueprint. So hopefully we don't have to do that. 18%. Let me, I'm gonna go ahead and take this miner down and we'll get plugged up. I need to refill its tanks. I need to check the hydrogen tanks here at the listening post and see what we're doing. So, hey, Morbin. Sorry, I wasn't really expecting anybody to show up, so I haven't been looking at chat much. Ah, that's cool that you're able to make it. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, this has just been a crazy week. As far as anything you missed, I'm going to say nothing too much. I don't know exactly when you came in, so I don't know if you heard what my kind of breakdown of what had happened in the previous stuff. So we're doing Let's Make Contact. There's actually 2 recording sessions that were made before this. The first one was the removal of the drill from the bioresearch facility, which was really just the removal of the drill and bringing it back. So I hadn't actually planned on posting that one, unless people specifically requested it. But the second one was what I'm doing down here. Now that we've got the drill back, we need to put it to use. And I think one of the biggest things we're going to need is ice for hydrogen. Between our hauler, which I just dropped off a load of ice up there to let it continue filling its tank. And of course, what we've got here with the miner and other things that'll be used. I built a drill rig, so we're going to be working on that today. And I don't really have a time frame for how long I'm going to be playing. I needed to do something that was going to be fun today. It was just everything going on here. I needed to get away from CapCut, sore from my physical therapy, and I just needed some feel-good time. So that's why we're streaming kind of unscheduled. But to go ahead and fill those tanks, so I might as well go ahead and do that. So we'll be moving back and forth between, we're at 41% on the hydrogen tank. We'll probably need to add a hydrogen tank. But I'm glad you showed up. Glad you showed up. So this is the rig I've been working on. What's that? New unidentified signal. Okay, there it is. 4,200 kilometers away. We're going to be mostly trying to harvest ice here. So some of these little deposits, I don't really know how big they are, so I wanted to make a rig that was somewhat movable. So we're going to add the head of the drill there, and then we'll be able to bring this thing back and forth. The only thing I didn't really account for is whether I'm going to need to move it out or in. I think right now we're just going to stick with that. No controls set up for it yet. Here's a place where I've got a sorter set up to eject stone. And any stone that we pick up. And then this is going to be the docking area for our hauler, the vehicle we're using to pull all the salvage up to the station. This, we're going to try to run a pipe. We're going to try to run a pipe from the surface up to our station. Now, I really can't think of a reason why this isn't going to work. Those of you that have tried the space elevator thing on the Earth-like planet always run into there's a particular limit to that. But because we're only 3 kilometers from the surface on her station, I don't really see a reason why we shouldn't be able to do this. So we're going to try to run a pipe from the surface all the way up to our station. So the last recording session, which I just haven't been able to use. I've been limited on my use of CapCut. Was me putting all of this stuff together. So that's pretty much it. I do think we're going to need to add another hydrogen tank though, especially once we get this going, and we're going to have to load this place up with O2H2 gens. So let me see here. So this will be a good end to my day. Hopefully things get better. It's about the editing stuff. Yeah, the CapCut thing. It's not so much an issue about the program not working. I use the free version of the program, and as free versions of programs are apt to do, it seems like every time they update, they take something that was not a part of the paid version and they make it, a pro feature. So something you've been using over and over again with no issues at all suddenly becomes something that when you go to export a video, they're like, "Oh, you're using a pro feature, so do you want to pay for the full version?" It would be one thing if they actually labeled those things that they're now a pro feature. But I had this huge video for our other channel, a big important video. It took me hours and hours and hours and hours to get it together, and went to export it, and a feature that had previously been free was suddenly a pro feature. So that, and then they've added this watermark thing where you only get so many free uses of that a month, and I only have one more of those left, and I figured there's other things that I might need to use that for. So okay, let's go. I'm sure it'll work out. If you make a blueprint of pipes, project it, and use welding ship to weld it all. Oh, that's not a bad idea. Not a bad idea at all. I hadn't really thought about it. Using a projector. I may end up doing that if we do. I will make a point to kind of put that in my planning process if we start another large type build. But I think what we'll probably just do here is I'll lay out, I'll grab a bunch of interior plate for our pipes. I'll start running some stuff up. We'll throw we may throw a conveyor junction block with connector on it every now and then, so that there's a place where we could dock a ship or something like that. But we'll probably just lay it out, and then maybe we'll put together a welding ship and then just go ahead and weld it up that way. So I would like to try. I've not done the I'm going to call it the module blueprint technique before. I probably should. It would probably make things a lot easier. So maybe on our next one, or in just a future session on this build. So I do think I'm going to need to put do a quick charge up here, and then what I'll do is I'll grab a little bit of plate. I'm going to pre-stage a couple of large hydrogen tanks, and then that's pretty crappy, but I'm not surprised. Money. Oh yeah, definitely. It is a frustration in so many different aspects of my life, not just programming things. It is a little crazy. But let's let me grab a few plate, and we will start. Like I said, I'm going to go ahead and pre-stage a couple of more hydrogen tanks, and then we will start adding some stuff. I'm gonna have to get reacquainted with my toolbars. The SE2 stuff is just totally messed with me. Hey, since you were here for the, let's see, I certainly haven't tried to build a pipeline that long. It'll be interesting. Yeah, I'm hoping because of the, we'll say the unique characteristics of the moon here, and the gravity well being so shallow, that I think we could do it. I really do think that we'll be able to do it. So, get that. Since you were here for the SE2 stream, I'll let you know. I jumped on yesterday just to see if I could tweak some of those settings that caused, because I really do figure that the crashes that we had were a part of just my graphics settings perhaps being too high, putting a bit of strain on the system. But since they've been putting out these hot fixes, I want to go in and test again. And while I wasn't able, so I bumped my settings back up to high, and while I did not experience a crash, I was monitoring my GPU performance and my CPU performance and all that kind of stuff real time, and it was putting a strain on my GPU. So when I switched back down to medium, which is what we ended up doing during the stream, and everything working the way, without any issues, the GPU use went down significantly. So I was pretty sure that's what was causing the crashes. But because I was monitoring that stuff real time, I was also able to go in there and make do custom settings and watch it real time to see what made things worse and not. So I think I've got everything set up pretty well for our next SE2 stream. So anything else in here? Motors and large steel tubes. Yeah, those are the things I've had to fly up to get. Let's do that real quick. Want to get these things at least in place before I start laying out more pipe for the up to the station. To make sure I'm not going to run into my stuff. There's our drill. Little shuttle ended up being a pretty good tug for us. I don't know if you guys have been following the updates that they've been putting out for SE2. But one of the first things that was posted comment wise on their Discord thing is, can we invert the y-axis? When are we going to be able to invert the y-axis? So I'm hopeful that will be something that gets added sooner rather than later, and I can get back to my regular viewing ways. All that stuff at the same time. Bring over as much as we can. Oh, I did. Okay, I got that. Let's get some bring that. We're probably going to need 315 of those anyway. Let's see what we got. Sweet. Surely in the game will be smoother as time goes on. There's a word I was trying to think of, but it's just not there. Yeah. No, I mean, and I've watched a couple of videos, and I'm going to say it's kind of difficult to watch some of the content creators, that have established content creators going in to try things out and just kind of being stymied by just the selection of blocks we have available at the time. I watched guys that were going in to build some huge ships, and then realizing, wait a minute, this is going to be a lot harder than I thought, because we don't have conveyors. We have to account for that stuff. So I prefer inverted. So many people don't like it. My setup's a bit back to the front, left-handed. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think when I got in my first, this is going to sound weird. My favorite flight simulator game of all time is actually TIE Fighter. And, I mean, I whooped that game left and right. And, that was where I realized it was like, okay, inverted Y is the way I am. And every single game I play, if there's the option, it's inverted. And if it doesn't have the option, I'll be honest with you, I probably don't play those games that long. All right, let's get some of this laid down. Use my toolbar again. Oh, sorry. I need to get these pieces welded. Carrying stuff I don't need. All right. Now this pipe up to the station is not really the priority here. Getting that drill going is actually probably what I should be working on, but we can at least lay out some here and see what we got. Let's go ahead and throw a conveyor junction on there. Oops. That may be one of my best kills. I just cap-hacked myself. That was awesome. There we go. Oh, man. Also gonna have to find that grid now. Wonder where it landed. Oh yeah, it's as far as playability, it's not. I think that's why they were so quick to say, it's like, look, if you're looking for a more finished product, well, you probably want to wait. So it'll be yeah, CapCut would be proud. That's that was awesome. Yeah, it's not, I mean, Like I said, I got on, I messed with the display settings. Hold on a minute, I feel myself about to sneeze. Sorry about that. Yeah, like I said, I did, I messed with the display settings, and then I tried, because we talked at the end of the stream about the next time, you know, we'll try to build like a small miner or something like that. I think I actually said small grid miner, and then I had to keep reminding myself afterward. It's like there's no small grid anymore. So, but I really don't. When I thought about it afterward, I'm not really sure if that's. I mean, we can kind of put together a plan, but we're not really going to be building a functional miner without conveyors, and you can't. You know, power sources are not really there. So you'd have to, if you're really trying to design something, you're having to account for blocks that we don't have in the game yet. That's difficult, you know, that's going to be hard. So let's see what we got here. Ooh, wow, Amigas. I remember Amigas. Yeah. I think what got me with the TIE Fighter game is it was the first time I played a game where there wasn't an up and a down. And that really challenged my flight and dogfighting style. And, for as, you know, I'm not going to say as poor as the graphics were, because they were fine for the time. To me, I think with the space background, you know, the background of open space, and then the dogfighting was just, it was really, to me, it was the most realistic I had experienced. So, but that was, like I said, that set the inverted y-axis in stone for me. So, how close are we? We've gone about half a kilometer. Not quite half a kilometer. Yeah, we're gonna see if this works. And if I'm ever feeling bad about myself, I just need to come out here and try to put a stairwell all the way up. Much plate I got? 140. Okay. Doing pretty good there. Love to get this perfectly aligned where I could just move backwards and not have to worry about resetting my position. Will say though, with SE2, even as unplayable as it is right now, just that short period of time that I got on there the second time, and started just kind of playing around with, you know, throwing some things together, because I really think without us being able to build a legitimate functional grid, I might be able to do some building that we can use later on that necessarily doesn't require things like conveyor blocks or such. So, like I made a small ion thruster nacelle with a grid, a lower nacelle. So it's actually got landing gear on it. So it can be added to the ship as a pre-built piece, kind of making use of the new module blueprint thing. So I also took a moment to go around and blueprint all the ships that they started us off with. So yeah. Yeah, okay, you can basically only build a shell, use something as a placeholder if you know the size of the components. Just cracked up. That'd be one hell of a stairwell. Yeah. Yeah, that's what it is, and that's kind of the pivot that I'm seeing a lot of the, you know, the videos that I have watched, the builders are doing. They're trying placeholders for blocks that we don't have yet, but that are going to be important functional blocks. But you bring up a good point. We don't know what size some of these things are going to be. We don't know where the access ports are going to be on them. It was, and that's the frustrating thing. You really don't know how to lay out an engineering station, or sorry, an engineering section of your ship if you don't, if there's no way to anticipate where conveyor ports or where conveyor access is going to be on a particular functional block. We don't know what kind of conveyor blocks we're going to get. It's really hard to lay out, you know, an area, especially of a large ship. Hopefully we'll be able to get what I've got in my inventory used up. Yay, alright, okay, so we used all the interior pipe or interior plate that I had. And now we are 800 meters from the ground, so we're getting close. I'll go down here, I'm going to fill up, and then what we'll probably do is I'll run up and figure out which... I think we should be able to use the big ship. We'll bring the drill down. Then see about getting it attached. What do we got here? Monarch transport. I should be able to make it. It's got it does have hydrogen. Let's see what we got here. SC2 looks so nice. Build system will take a while to get used to, but the detailing that's possible is phenomenal. Oh, absolutely. I really, when it came to, wasn't, like when I had to lower my graphic settings down to medium, I wasn't, you know, like disappointed with the change in the graphics. It still looks great. I mean, the VRH3 is, I mean, when I said I was like startled or you know, by the difference in appearance between the two games, that was no joke. And while, like I said, while I didn't have a problem with how the medium settings looked, having it on those higher settings, it is noticeably different, and I really wanted to try to retain as much of that ability as possible. So I think I found a really nice balance with what we've got right now. The settings that I've got set up there, the custom settings, to get closer to that higher performance without, you know, without overtaxing the GPU. So a little bit of bean juice there. All right, so let's see. Could go here. I could probably go ahead and do this. We'll pull everything we can out. Should have to get the rest up at the top. We're going to use all that. Did I use all my steel plate? I guess I did. All right. So, 39 steel plate and 8 large steel tubes. But I had motors this time. Maybe I didn't need the motors for this. No, didn't need the motors for that. That was for the 2H2 gens. Okay. We're going to go up. And we're going to grab our mover, our hauler, and then we're going to take the drill. I'm going to try to bring the drill down. Have to figure out how I'm going to put it in position. Okay. See what our hydrogen content is. 25%. All right, I feel pretty good about that. That's not going to bother me. Need to move this. It's cool. Looking forward to seeing all the new designs they come up with or are coming up with. Oh, yeah. The it was kind of funny watching Splitsy's video where his building tutorial. That's what he called it. Yeah, his building tutorial. And having seen Splitsy build so many different things and kind of knowing how he tends to do it, it was kind of, I'm going to say interesting and validating to see him even, state that even he's having trouble having to work around the limitations of what blocks are available and that sort of thing. But at the same time, implementing his design approach to what he had built. So there's a part of me that wishes, perhaps, and they may. I know everything's fluid right now, so things are going to change, and some of the interface that we have right now in the game is probably going to change based on feedback and that sort of thing. And it's kind of where I'm at with it. Is it gonna the part of me that doesn't like change would love to see them perhaps re-implement some of the normal controls that we use in SC1 just to help smooth the transition. And that same part of me would love to ask, why did we feel the need to change the toolbar in such a way that when you scroll your mouse wheel, instead of scrolling through the different variations of a particular block at a certain spot on your toolbar, why does it now scroll through the entire toolbar? Those kind of questions I would still like to know. But I know a lot of my resistance is just, stuck in my ways type things. Splitsy loves the challenges and finding workaround for things. Seems like it's his element. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. How he and some of the others find the patience and ability to... Golly, come on, man. I just need this little spot. Ugh. Move this. To dig in, and granted, I'm not a coder, I'm not a programmer, so that's probably more of it than anything else, but have to remember that's not docked. I don't have the attention span. That's the only way I know how to say it. It is difficult for me to even imagine. Having the patience. Maybe that's what it is. It's the patience to go through and break down and to go into the code and everything like they do. They're amazing. One thing that tends to bug me is when they make a sequel and change this that don't need changing. Some things ain't broken. I don't... Yeah. No, I get it. I get it. The first thing I thought of when you said that was I was thinking Mass Effect and the difference between Mass Effect 1 and Mass Effect 2. And the funny thing is I actually played Mass Effect 2 before I played Mass Effect 1. And I couldn't imagine when I finally went back and played Mass Effect 1 and saw the difference in the interface and everything. I was just like, there just had to be something, some big advancement that they made, because the quality was so much better in Mass Effect 2, and to me the interface seemed a lot more intuitive. But man, it was a big difference. Let's see. Splitsy's been dealing with the legend that is CapCut for so long. I'm surprised he still has hair. Don't know if you watched Wasted's Vanguard series. Spacebar the Salty made some cool ass mods. Yeah, I actually have not. I don't think I've actually watched any of Wasted's series. I think almost all the times I've seen Wasted is when he's been doing something with Splitsy. I've not actually seen any of his series. I'm gonna have to go check them out now. Spacebar the Salty. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look at the mods thing. Like I said, I like stories. I like scenarios, that type of stuff, and I don't usually have too much of a problem coming up with things like that. I've tried it with other games, like actually getting in and building and making mods and that sort of stuff. And the one I remember particularly spending the most time on was I began working on a mod when I was playing Oblivion. And I had a blast doing it. I mean, I really had a blast doing it. Man, the amount of work that went into it. And it's like every time I had an idea, I had to go learn it from scratch, like how to do it. So, Cosmic, the donut, who's done some great stuff. He's in our content engineers group. He has really been digging in lately into the modding and the coding and that kind of stuff, so that he can start adding some stuff. Again, which I think is awesome, and I think there's a few other guys that are starting to in that group that are starting to delve into the mod side of the game, as in creation. Right now, I can't. It's hard for me to even imagine where I would find the time to do it. Let's see. Sure, that is true with Mass Effect. Though having got used to the first game, it took me a while to get used to 2, but it was better. Yeah, absolutely. I can totally see it. That was, I'm gonna say that with time, and increased perspective, we'll say, I was able to kind of see some of the reason behind the changes in the user interface with Mass Effect 1 to Mass Effect 2. Now they did start using a different, say they started using a different engine for 2. And that's why I wasn't too, like, it didn't bother me too much. I mean, I was going from 2 and then I went back to 1. And of course I struggled to get used to that, but the story carries it so well, it's like it makes you overcome it. So coming back to 2 and playing 2 again with the inputs from 1 was fantastic. And of course when 3 came out, I loved Mass Effect 3. Even before the changes they added, I was understanding of it. But to me, it's like, if most people, they'll hear me start talking about Mass Effect, like, well, what's the, what are your, are the games good across the series? And I'll be like, look, Mass Effect 1 is Mass Effect 1. There was a lot of time between Mass Effect 1 and Mass Effect 2. There were a lot of technology updates and all that kind of stuff. So to me, 1 is great, sets up a story. Awesome. It's great. It's its own really great standalone story. But when they made 2, the story writing went just through the roof. So to me, Mass Effect 2 is 100 times better experience than Mass Effect 1. And then when you get to Mass Effect 3, I would say Mass Effect 3 is 25 times better than Mass Effect 2, which I can get a lot of arguments from people on. Because there are a lot of people that didn't like 3. But that's just the way I look at it. There were some things that were, little things that were added in 3. I still think the storytelling was great. This is what it is. Let's get this thing going here and see if we can. Okay. Oof. Stuck to this guy. I should not be stuck to this guy. Reason for me to be attached to this guy. Oh, there is. Dadgummit. Okay. There we go. Gotta find a different way to do that. I got it. Let's grab a steel plate, and then we'll add another block out there to separate the back plate. do not have a refinery in here. There's no sense putting one in there. 10. Block. Throw. Wouldn't know where to start with modding, coding, programming. How they do the scripts is way beyond me. Yeah, it's weird. Every time I've started to dabble in coding or programming or modding in a game, it's like I seem to get, I'm not going to say up to speed, but I get to about 60% efficiency, and then whoever it is makes a major change and they move to something else that knocks me back down to like 5%. And that's when I end up moving on to something else. So, let's see. Let's go with 7. Just a second, guys. All right, so let's see what else. If we were to go back, it's the same with Grand Theft Auto series. The Mass Effect series is awesome. I didn't play 3 again after they changed the ending, so I don't actually remember how it was. Oh, wow. Wow. Shoot. That's interesting. That's interesting. I will say that last major update, that last major update that they did was really kind of like a love letter to the fans, like to try to give some of them that felt like there wasn't closure in certain things a chance to do. It is a fantastic DLC. Fantastic DLC. So if if you get the chance to play it again, I definitely would. If you haven't gotten Legendary Edition, I'd recommend that in a heartbeat. But like I said, I mean, I wasn't angry at the end of the initial release. It was just, and I probably didn't even notice that that I should be mad, maybe. It was like, I didn't really kind of realize how perhaps they had discounted. This thing is super jukey. Some of the previous parts of the game and inputs and choices and all that kind of stuff until people started pointing them out. And I was like, oh yeah, that kind of sucks. So, let's see. Maybe I'll put that down there. I don't think I have trash removal on, but I really do not want to lose this drill, taking it down, dropping it on the surface until I can find an appropriate vehicle to move it with. I don't even know if I can pick it up at this part. And that freighter's been sitting over there the whole time. It hasn't moved. Can't even get close to it. Well, and you can get close to it. You do anything to it, though, and they're just like super mad. I know if you were to throw a hacking block on that Salyut, yeah, space police and everything there, I guess super hurt. I don't want to do this and stuff spinning because we got two mag plates connected here. If I can do this, can I? Yeah, I can. Okay. Of course, I picked that part. It's not attached right now. It's moving. Or am I moving the ship? I might be moving the ship. Yep, moving the ship. Okay. Not attached there. All right, let's get this down to the surface. And then we can start planning on the getting it attached. Dang it. Be there. I really didn't have... Let me make sure I'll pick up. I can see the chat bar scrolling out of my peripheral vision, guys. Give me a second. Just grabbing the less of those contents. We're at 28%. We're doing good there. All right, let's see what we got. Yeah, people were angry about the way 3 ended. Oh yeah, absolutely. I forget. This is the. I think this is the expanded exploration mod that brings all those new factions in. And yeah, you can really, you know, you can really get yourself in some trouble. I know one of the first co-ops I played with my son. When that mod, when we first found that mod, and I was like, yeah, let's try this out. And we decided to try to capture this base. And we had our ship, and great little ship too that I'd found in the workshop. Just loving it. We started the game, found it. Oh, we got this trade station, so we'll go over and check out this trade station. Well, let's try to capture this thing. Well, we captured it, and then all of a sudden guns are going off everywhere. And I'm like, what the heck's going on? And we went out there, and like 3 ships had come in, and they completely annihilated our spawn ship. So that was the end of that playthrough. Yeah, well, that kind of did not go the way we had hoped. So. Sorry for the spins. I'm going to drop this drill on the ground where we can pick it up and maneuver it to place, hopefully. Wondering if I can put this thing nose down and it stand up on its own. To be able to do it.
I see you're a fan of the P technique. You're going to regret that.
Hey, it worked. Okay, awesome. And I am not a fan of the P technique, but it worked that time. Let's see. Let's see if I left myself enough room on this dock. I did. Yeah, I should be able to do that. Love getting to hear my keyboard click. Yeah. Button. That worked out good. Perfect. Yeah, this whole little staircase thing was just so I could walk up here and get into the cockpit. I guess we damaged a bunch of stuff. Let's get this new tank finished up. That. Okay. Yay, we do. So, just damaged that. Yeah. Just that little nudge into the ground and I really messed it up. It's one thing I'm kind of looking forward to with SE2, the 20 meters per second, you know, no damage thing. Probably be a good thing for me. One. Otherwise. Okay, so let's have one working gyro. We're good there. I'm pretty sure I don't have the parts to fix this thing. Yeah, I don't. Go ahead and put that there. Yeah, that was a heck of a way to find out that those guys were no joke. It ended up being like the space police, the ships from the actual faction that owned the trade station. And yeah, it was bad. I mean, it was really, really bad. Reavers. Man, Reavers. I still think Reavers are bad. I think I can deal with them better now. But you won't see me play with them a lot. They're very similar to the oh, I get that fixed now too. Great. Let's see. Those two things. Okay. Yeah, they were the first ones that I was like, okay, wow, it's just like nightmare scenario, the way these guys come in. And then of course I found all those other factions that were a little bit crazy. So our drill. I need to hope I can get one of these. These guys are really upset at me. What I did. Small. Okay, good. Need to a little bit of steel, a little bit of nickel, a little bit of iron, a little bit of nickel. That's not bad. We might be able to make some of the things need to fix. But it's not going to be much. Oh, come on. interior plate and stuff should be for the motors. We just need motors. Might have enough to make that. What should I need? I need 4 motors. Okay. Should be good. Having a reason to build things is good. The stairway has a purpose. She kind of clipped all my collisions and bounces in some real facepalm ways. Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes I like the ideas come pretty quickly, and then there are other times when I tend to go just the absolute most functional way I can. Like I didn't, like this here, didn't have to do that. But you notice I left this up because I really feel like I kind of want to do this little station, this listening post. I kind of want to make it into where it looks like there's actual something going on here. So from here, I'll probably move the catwalks out, bring them in, and then we'll start, may open this up and we'll put some stairs down and an airlock there. And this is kind of like the hangar welcome center. The flight deck here. So sometimes my mind's in it, sometimes it's not. So I'm hoping it works out. So now I need to figure out how I'm going to get this thing up there. And I'm wondering if I've got a ship that'll do it better than others. Can I use this? Yes, I can. Realized we're going to be okay to use this. All right, 5. Because of the way the prototype drill is set up, should be able to. Now, might be inviting ourselves a little bit of clang here, but we should be able to pick this up by the feet. That's a miner here. Still have room enough to attach it. Let's do that. And if we get an explosion, all the better, right? Are we locked? We are locked. Okay. All right. This should be fun. Clang or no clang? What do you guys think? Oh, it's still attached. Okay. Yeah, we did it without clanging out. Not bad. Let's get this kit parked. Figure out a control seat orientation. We'll get some ice drilling going on. It'll be actually my first time using the prototype drill, so that'll be kind of neat. It's off. Let's see. Yep. Yeah, I think we got it. Just a little bit of a jiggle, you're right. I think we got it. Smash rotor. Rotor. Okay. Let's call this. There we go. Bash rotor 1. Parallaxes are really mad, man. I don't know what I've done. What I could have possibly done to them in this or any other lifetime that would make them so paranoid. Oh, I'm going to be honest with you, Marvin. I love those moments. When it starts to clang out, just sit there and ride, man. It's so awesome. It's so awesome. I do. I love those moments. Let's see. What should I do with this? So should I really feel like I should put this control seat? I mean, should I put the control seat on? I have an idea. I have an idea. All right, I need, let's see, 1, 2, 3. I need 8 interior plate. I'm gonna throw a cockpit, industrial cockpit, up here so that we can sit up here and watch down on the drill, see what goes on. It's not, I'm gonna say it's not like, probably not. Correction. I was gonna say it's probably not a good idea, but honestly, it really does matter. so that's what we're gonna do. It doesn't really matter if it's this. These are just temporary. Take this one out. And put a T. Hopefully, still need a little more. Oh, I hate that. Which I won't have. Do not need that. Do not need that. Still should be good there. Hopefully, hopefully we'll be able to get that. Yeah, should be it. So yeah, we'll add a industrial cockpit up here so we can look down on it while it drills. Chat in a second. Give me Just a minute, guys. Okay. All right. And this stuff off. Run up and grab materials. There. Let's see. All right. I like to save regularly when doing not so safe engineering. Oh yeah. I scum save all the time. Not that I'm saying your technique is scum saving. I know some people consider that like I don't care. I'm the one playing the game. So you guys have seen me do it in my series all the time. Getting ready to try something I know is going to be difficult. Oh, I'm going to go ahead and save. All right. What do I need here? That's right. Absolutely. It is a, yeah, good or not, it's an idea worth enacting. Absolutely. I hear that Keen was continuing to work on Space Engineers. Oh, yeah. I actually did. I never really doubted that they were going to continue working on Space Engineers. I mean, there's a real good chance we may not see like a fully, and I'm not talking about, you know, every DLC, like, or just the plans for what they have now, not including any of the, you know, stuff they end up having to change or fix or that kind of stuff. It could be, honestly, it could be next year before we see, you know, like a fully playable version. I don't know if water is going to be out before the end of the year. And that's a key part of, you know, that's a key part of this release. So it'll be interesting. It will be interesting. All right, let's get this gyro fixed. That will no longer be an issue. Oh, man. All right, so I'm going to sit up here. Let's set up some, well, I can go ahead and set up some things, but I'm not going to be setting up a lot. Let's see, tool blocks. There we go. Do that one more time. There we go. Get that added. We will see about our rotors and pistons. Let's see. Forget about loading up back. Oh yeah, man. I've had some bad ones. I've had some bad ones. Um, the the first, we'll call it season of YOLO was was pretty soul crushing the first time. I think we made it 5 episodes. I really expected to last longer for that. So the like second season did good. But yeah, that first one. 'Cause I really thought I was going to be able to stretch that out just kind of as a fun playthrough for you know, probably for a month or two. And it ended up being like 5 episodes. It was like a week and a half. Yeah, the guy's working on that volumetric water. Dude, that looks crazy. Even the changes from like some of the early stuff we saw. So we got a Monarch transport go through. Yeah. He's staying out. Kind of keep an eye on whether he's falling down or not. I don't think he is. But yeah, just the differences between some of the initial stuff we saw about volumetric water and some of the more recent stuff is crazy. What do we got here? I'll tell you what, those Tempest exploration ships are highly subject to falling out of the sky, so we will keep an eye on that guy. But get this real quick. Let's see. Advanced rotor 1. Get that one right there. So this one is going to be I don't want this one to move. Get some velocity. I'll start with 1. Lower limit. What is it, 270? Upper limit, no. More. It's a lot. All right, hold on real quick. Negative 270. That should be right. Take a look at it real quick. Go ahead and turn the rotor lock off. We're going negative. Okay. I'm going to slow this down. Thing. Oh, I totally did that wrong. Yeah, I totally did that wrong. It's not negative 270, it's negative 90. So if this is reversed, this should go. There we go. Okay. Go. Yeah, I don't really want it to go any further than that. Yeah. Oh, let's see. I'd be able to see more with that. That was wrong. All right. Let's go ahead and hit the advanced rotor 2 real quick. This is going to be it's currently at 0. I don't know if I want to start it spinning yet. Rotor lock. Okay, that's how I'll do it then. Yeah, rotor lock. Go ahead and see how this. Be working. It's at 1. Yeah, we need to speed that up. There we go. Oh, maybe a little faster than that. I know I'm not doing a lot of bonding to chat. Give me just a second. That's better. I feel better with that. Okay, so the way I'll set that up is let's go ahead and get advanced rotor 1. We're gonna hit reverse, and then rotor 1. We're gonna do hinge lock or rotor lock. On and off. We're gonna move this down here. We'll do reverse, and the same thing. We'll do a rotor lock. Okay. I've never done like a timer block or event controller type thing. Like set up a drill to move back and forth to sweep, but let's see. Let me see what we got in chat. Sorry. Ever feel guilty about loading up some insta soul crushing? Yep. Some people who are working on it. Yeah, the water stuff is great. Sorry, I know I already talked about that. All it takes is a little slip of judgment and it's all over. So many times. Yeah, that's, man. That's one of the reasons, the first time I played with the Reavers, it's funny because you mentioned the Reavers earlier. First time I played with the Reavers, I was really trying to get into like building a nice base. And I started with like the earth base, you know, the earth-like base. And I mean, I had some good stuff going. I had some good stuff going. And then the Reavers showed up. Everything that I made got wiped out. It was terrible. Let's see. Need a ship net to catch falling ships. Yeah, tractor beams. I may have heard about a tractor beam mod. I may have heard about one. But it's been a long time if I did, so. Yeah, I'm gonna have to take the time to figure it out. I'm gonna have to take the time to figure it out because I would like for it to be more automated. With a certain amount of control. I'm automated to a point. I don't want a drill that's just going to sit there and go back and, you know, stuff itself full, fill all the cargo containers to the point of busting, and then just sit there and blow through resources, you know, drilling needlessly. So, let's see what we got. All right, so I'm going to want to move. Let's see if I'm trying to find the right spot here. You know what? We're going to start. We're going to go ahead and start the drill. See what we can pick up. If anything, at this height, I may need to lower. We should. Yeah, we should pick up a little bit. We are. Okay. Let's take a look at it. Yeah, we're starting to pick up a little bit of this. Now I need to get in and get my pistons set up. I'll probably do that. And then we're already at like an hour and 40 minutes. So I'm probably going to wrap up here. I need to run an errand for the missus. So Looking at the time. You know what? I can probably do that. We can probably work on that next time. Yeah, for right now, we're probably just going to go ahead and wrap up for the day. I'll go ahead and stop that. I'm going to go ahead and get our rotor locks on. Do a quick save. And yeah, like I said, for the meantime, right now, we may just be doing our regular series episodes via stream. And what I'll do is, because I won't be making individual title cards for each one, I'll just put which episode it is in the title of the stream, and I'll try to remember to do it in the description. I don't think I did with this one. But no, this is good. I needed this, guys. I kind of needed a minute to just kind of chill out, have some fun, throw some stuff together, and end up chatting. That was good. I appreciate it. For everybody that stopped by, thank you so much. I mean, like I said, this was completely unplanned, just kind of a spontaneous thing, but I think it's going to be, right now, it's probably going to be a good thing for me while we get this CapCut stuff figured out. But hope you liked the video, guys. If you did, do me a favor, do all that YouTube stuff. Subscribing and liking and sharing, and leave comments. I noticed after the first stream that the chat stuff wasn't available to see. So if you're seeing this after the stream, leave a comment. Let me know what you think, and I appreciate it. Marvin, thanks again so much for checking in. I'm glad it worked out where you were able to. And I hope it was a good way to end your day. I know you're way different time zone. I don't know where in the time zone you are. So, but I really appreciate you checking in and being such a good contributor. Guys, I'm not going to ramble much anymore. Let's see, real quick. Cheers for streaming. Keep an eye out for future streams. Hopefully I don't have to wait. I don't have too long days at work. Catch you next stream then. Absolutely, Mormon. I really appreciate it. And, okay, 9:30 a.m. Okay, yeah. Yeah, it's almost 2:30 here, my time, 2:30 p.m. So I'll keep that in mind. We'll get this, like I said, maybe the streaming thing will work out where it's easier. We'll see. If nothing else, I can try to improve my flexibility with this sort of thing. So I'll let you guys go. Thanks again for checking us out. Remember, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and always, always be safe. Close that visor. Don't forget your dampeners. And I will see you on the other side.